to great. There is no other option.
And your NCAA champion, Robbie Cruz.
We're going back to Omaha!
Play a high level of basketball and a game that's fun to watch.
We are a team, capital letters, team.
He's now called national champion, which is really neat.
Now we make it happen out there. Let's finish this thing on the field.
Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico, the Virginia Athletics Foundation, the Virginia Lottery, and by UVA Health Systems.
On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly,
it was a lot of finding my way, and I think I found my way.
Get him turning. Leave it up. Good.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Simone Asque, number 11 on the volleyball team. We have 7 different sports on today's show. Let's start with a preview of Saturday's football game against Georgia Tech.
Obviously, the offense is an offense that we were talking about before, can get the ball on the 5-yard line. Is designed to go the distance because they'll go for it on 4th down, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 3rd and 2. You don't automatically think it's going to be a run play because they can play action pass, throw it deep. Like I said, the quarterback has a high percentage of passes to a big, tall, wide receiver, and then go back and go for it on 4th and 2. So they keep you on the field, and they know all the blocking angles. They've played against all the type of defenses. So that's something that Coach Johnson for years and years has had a benefit of knowing the style of offense, the style of play that's needed. I think that, as I said before, that we're going to have to be able to put points on the board. We're going to have to be able to get the ball in the end zone. We're pretty good in the red zone, but we got to go from the 20 past the 20 to get that point where you get in the red zone. And then, like I said, field position is going to be critical for us, where we start, every possession. The kickoff return has been, as I said, pretty decent. Punting situation, can we flip the field or provide a first down and line up and get playing? So I think offensively, points, field position, defensively, and then offensively being able to hang on to the ball a little bit, run some clock, and don't be afraid to take your shots when you have an opportunity to do that.
Well, they're experienced. They've got a lot of seniors that have played a lot, big on the defensive line, like most people you play. It's not any different than most people you play in the league. I mean, like I said, statistically, they're one of the better teams in the league right now. They're top 25 in the country. So it'll be a challenge. We'll have to play a lot better than we played last Saturday for sure. Historically, it's been a hard place to play, I think. I've only been there one time, and we were fortunate we won. But I just look at the record, with Georgia Tech going up to Charlottesville, and historically they've had a horrible record up there. It's been a tough place to go play. I can't give you a specific for why. I guess because they've had pretty good teams. So usually that's what causes you to struggle when you go somewhere.
It does start up front again because the challenges that are presented with the big splits and the style of blocking. You can have a guy on the dive, or you can have a guy in the quarterback, as we were talking before. Coach Johnson does a great job with the guy that he finds out as your quarterback player. He'll pull somebody and as they call load scheme, block that guy. And so you just being able to move, being able to change up, who's got what. And that's all part of it. We're relying on those guys that have been around it and played it, to play their technique the best of their ability.
To watch video highlights and Coach London's press conference after every Virginia football game, visit virginiasportstv.com on Saturday night. virginiasportstv.com is your home for free on-demand video content of every Cavalier team. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. China Crosby is an exciting, super talented player who always gives 100%. But she's had to overcome a couple of difficult knee injuries during her career at UVA. We caught up with China as she prepares for the 2011-2012 season.
I guess I would say a gamer, like someone that's going to be willing to bring the intensity on the floor, someone that is going to be willing to try to break presses.
Crosby with the Cavaliers moving left to right in the home white uniforms.
Just an overall point guard, someone that's going to be able to call the plays, get the ball up the floor, be a leader on the floor.
Splits the defense and got down the left baseline and laid it in off the window. That's a pretty move from China Crosby.
And I always like to play defense, so that's a big part of my game too.
Sheehan into the front court, moving right to left. It's China Crosby, pick the pocket. Oh, it's beautiful. Crosby the other way, lays it in off the window with the right hand. And Crosby picked the pocket in the backcourt, layup off the window with the right hand. 42-33. The sophomore's defense delivers again from New York City.
I would just say that, like a real gamer, real intensity, someone that's up to beat. Real New York, you know, bring the New York out of me on the floor, and always been like that.
Screen and roll with Kellum and Crosby. Crosby, pull-up jumper, free throw line, give it to her. Now to Crosby. Cavs moving right to left in transition. Crosby on the left wing, off the screen from Egwu. Oh, what a wicked crossover at the free throw line, down the lane, off the window and good. Oh, what a move! On the left sideline, Crosby explodes left baseline, the right-hand runner. Oh, that's a pretty-looking shot.
She's exciting to watch. She goes hard on everything she does, 100%, get there. Then she'll, sacrifice her body, take these huge charges, and I'm thinking that she's going to hurt her head, hurt her back, or something else, and she has. But she's always sprung back, and you just tell us that she's a great competitor.
Moving right to left in transition. China, little crossover move, got down the lane and fouled. And took out the official. Woo!
I did come in, like, real hype, real good, like, just to play ACC basketball, play with Monica Wright, all the other players. And when I tore my ACL, it was a real setback, and I really had to truly find myself. It's been a struggle, and I was real hype coming back my second year, and I heard it again for the first game of the season.
Oh no, Crosby is hurt.
And it was just like, what do I do now? But I never really, hung my head. I always tried to stay positive, and it's got me to the point where I'm at now.
She's focused. That's the type of a patient you really want to work with. You want to work with somebody that is motivated. They can see that goal. They're not, she could easily just become really depressed and say, oh, I can't play. But no, she knew that she wanted to get back, and my job was to just pull on the reins and slow her down.
Patience is the big part of it, because I'm not a patient person, and just having to deal with sitting on the sideline and not be able to get on the court, walking up the stairs with the crutches, it just taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about life, about, you really have to look at this as a positive, not a negative. It was a lot of finding my way, and I think I found my way.
Crosby with 10 seconds, with 9, Crosby into the front court, with 8, with 7, they're gonna go. Right baseline, layup, good off the window, China Crosby!
Men's basketball season is also less than 1 month away. In this week's update, we take a look at one of the Cavaliers' most promising returning players, shooting guard Joe Harris.
Get him turning. Leave it up. Good. Get those hips turned. Butt down, up. Good. Good job.
With each guy at the end of the year, we took video clips and we wrote down, these are the areas you have to address to be more complete and be better. And we'd show them kind of their deficiencies. I know you got to have 4 positives to every negative, all that stuff. But this one we said, no, here they are right here. look at your deficiencies. And every week you're at home, you take out that card and say, am I working on these? Am I getting better? And every couple weeks, watch that DVD and watch your stuff getting swatted against Florida State when you go to the rim because you didn't have a left hand, or you shoved it in his armpit because you couldn't do what you needed to do, and really challenged him.
Inside the pack line, above the straight line. Here we go. Lift him. Good. Up. Nice. Nice. I want you to go somewhere on that dribble. Put that chest on the floor and go somewhere on the dribble. Lift me. Good. Good. That's great.
I really worked on my mid-range game a lot. I did a lot of one dribble pull-ups and a lot of ball handling drills.
Are you moving? You're moving down before it goes in?
A little bit.
I want to see it go in. You got 2 more makes. Good. Up. Good.
One of the things with Joe is add that diversity. Look, you set your game up with your outside shot because that's a weapon, but he's actually got some quickness. He's not just your typical spot-up shooter or zone buster. He can get by you. And so he's worked at attack, and I'll always ask him, are you getting to the rim? Are you getting to the lane? Whether it's creating for yourself or others. So I think he's better at that. He's certainly very natural with his ability to get his feet set, shoot his shot, but whether it's more of a one dribble pull up, a step back, or getting in there, he's really addressed that.
He's into the front court, feeds it to Harris. Harris pump fake from 3, passed up on a shot.
We suffered some tough losses last year, and obviously you learn from those, and you don't want it to happen again, and I think that makes you that much better. The ball club, especially that last game of the year against Miami, I know none of us have forgotten about that game, and it just made us work that much harder in the offseason.
Joe Harris has it on the far wing, left drives baseline, tries to take it up and under. His reverse layup is up and good off the window. Joe Harris showing the skill set again.
Trying to step up and be more of a leader this year, talk a lot more than I did last year, and help communicate and help some of the younger guys work their way into the system, and then just talk and get everybody else involved and communicate.
Cavalier fans, join me, Dave Kane, the voice of the Cavaliers, at the Kroger on Hydraulic Road in Charlottesville from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and use your Kroger Plus card for your chance to win UVA prizes. Alternative entry options available. No purchase necessary. Look for the Cavalier One trailer. We hope to see you there. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by UVA Health System. Dedication beyond measure.
Our men's and women's soccer teams won some huge games this past week. Let's check out the highlights.
I'm glad it was on TV because it was a great game. I mean, back and forth, 2 quality teams, chances, goals. It was just, for me, it was a pleasure to watch. Kyler Sullivan was very, very good. When you're a first year and you have a game like he did against Clemson, you wonder, okay, was that just a one-off, but tonight he did it again. So, I mean, I've got to believe that that's who he is. And if that's who he is, he's going to make us better, and good things are going to happen. Bates with his back to the center back, shields it, waits for Zinkin's run. Zinkin times his run perfect. Bates, beautiful little layoff, and what a finish by Zinkin.
Bates back to Sullivan. Sullivan with the cross to Bates. He's got a shot! Oh, what a great goal! Will Bates!
Kyler Sullivan, a very calculated pass that ended up going in, I think, to Zinkin for a layoff, and a world-class finish by Bates. I mean, 2 really good goals and 2 good sequences leading up to the goals. I think it puts us on top in the ACC as at least tie for first or second in the conference. But I think it also demonstrates, kind of around the country in our league that, okay, we were 6-4 coming into this thing, but we've been through a lot with injuries, sickness, suspensions, and we're a legitimate team. But I'll also say this, is that I couldn't be happier for you guys too. I couldn't be happier for, you deserve it, man. You know, like all the kind of weird, unlucky, bounce, this, that, whatever it is, we're working through it. We're winning ourselves, and it shows, right? And again, it didn't just show up tonight, it didn't just pop its head up tonight. This was something that went on in the Clemson game for 90 minutes, my God. Right? This is something that went on in the second half of the Carolina game. This is something on the first half of the rest. So it's been coming, okay? And my challenge to you guys now is this who we are? Because if it is, you're going to do some damage, man. We're going to be really good, okay? Especially as we get some guys healthy and get a little bit more depth and get things going. Is this who we are, right? We took back some ground tonight. We drew a line in the sand 2 weeks ago or last week, right? Held our ground, did great. Man, we've taken a big step forward, okay? A big step forward, a huge step forward.
Really had it ebbs and flows tonight, that's for sure. It was, you know, we got the momentum and then they got the momentum, and it was a back and forth game. A really exciting game for the fans. Not good for the coaches, but good for the fans. It was tough the first half. We returned the ball over so much, we were playing so much defense. It was a lot of work for us. But out the second half, like I said, I thought we calmed down a little bit. We connected some passes, we got some chances, and we made them work on the defensive end, which helped us.
Made a move towards the box, now sends it out wide for Lauren Allwine, who chips it in towards the box, looking for Gloria Douglas. She can't get it, but Caroline Miller can. She's found the back of the net once again. Another golden goal for Caroline Miller, and the Who's will win in overtime.
Great setup, though, on the last goal by Lauren Allwine. That was just a superb pass, superb cross. She buried it. It was nice to see her use her head, actually. This huge win. This was one where we needed all 3 points. It's been good enough for a point here at home. Hopefully it'll give us some momentum going into this last stretch of ACC games.
Coming up after the break.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Virginia Athletics Foundation. You are the foundation.
Now let's check out a great match story as our volleyball team took on ACC rival Wake Forest.
Our team did a nice job as a collective group playing together. They made a conscious effort to make sure that everybody is accountable for their responsibilities and going out there and giving full effort and full focus. And it was indicative tonight of how well we play. When we play together, we make a lot of positive things happen. We had a great game plan, and all we had to do is execute just a little bit better. We just asked our team just to be 1% better on every play, and certainly going from one game to the next. And it's focusing on just trying to be as good as we can be for 1 point, and every point's independent of the next. So we don't spend so much time worrying about the score, because certainly the score reflects how well we're playing. And so our focus was more so concentrating on the moment, take care of being good for that 1 point, the rest will take care of itself.
Now let's hear from cross country and track and field coach Jason Vigilante.
Our women are doing really well this year. We're in a very, very stacked race at the Paul Short Invitational. We finished 5th behind 3 of the top 5 teams in the country, so we're very encouraged about that. 2010, we won the NCAA Regional, and we finished 21st at the NCAA Championship. And I think we have a team every bit as good as we did a year ago. So I'm very excited about this Friday's Panorama Farms meet and then going into the ACCs. Our men's team is really kind of a curious project for me. We've got 13 or 14 exceptional athletes, and every week we get fitter and fitter and stronger. So I can't wait to see how things shake out for us by the end of the year.
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. There are a lot of great home games and matches this coming week, so come out and support the Cavaliers. Men's soccer entertains Howard at Klockner Stadium on Tuesday at 7, and women's soccer hosts Virginia Tech at Klockner on Thursday. Our men's tennis team hosts the ITA Atlantic Regional at the Snyder Courts Thursday through Monday, and our volleyball team plays back-to-back home matches against Clemson Friday and Georgia Tech Saturday. Also on Saturday, Scott Stadium is the place to be for another big ACC football game as the Cavaliers take on the NC State Wolfpack. We'll be back next week with more game highlights and stories from Virginia Athletics. I'm Simone Asque, and until next time, go Hoos!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by the Virginia Lottery. Like the Virginia Lottery on Facebook and enter to win a VIP UVA versus Virginia Tech football game experience. And by the UVA Health System, dedication beyond measure. And by the Virginia Athletics Foundation. You are the foundation.